Hey everyone, welcome back to Road Reg. On today's video, we are going to be heading back to Goodwood where I did my recent BMW M Performance track day, of which I got to drive some fantastic cars such as the Mini Cooper JCW, the BMW M135i and the M3 Touring. So on the day, everything was fairly fast paced. We had a safety briefing and a bit of a history lesson about Goodwood, which was really interesting. We met our instructor, then we cracked on with the sessions. Now I tried to vlog this and the video turned out to be about 17 or 18 minutes long. So thank you so much if you did make it to the end, but I know I would have struggled with that. So I wanted to make a more condensed version of this video with some impressions from myself of each of the car I drove. All right, first up is the BMW M135i, the F40 generation. The reason why I chose this car first is purely because I just was curious to see how it compares to my trusty M140i, being four-wheel drive and front-engined 2-litre 4-cylinder. But also, I have to get some excuses out the way. I wasn't that quick on this session. To be honest with you, the lap you're about to see was the only clean lap I could get because traffic was bad. And also, that clean lap was literally at the beginning of the session. And also, I just didn't want to go balls out. I haven't done Goodwood for a few years now. And also, I wanted to build up some confidence with Jodie as well. I'm sure he would appreciate that I don't go balls out on the first lap and scare him, because I wanted to set a good example throughout the whole day. So when it did get to the faster cars, you know, he was confident in my ability. And also that first session was there just to get an idea of the line and the braking points. So look, excuses out the way. Let's crack on with the first session.
So head for the red arrow. Come off, turn in. They're already good.
Right, let's see.
We'll go
Yep.
left. Off quick to turn in. Try and brake slightly further into the corner, just get the car rotating a bit more before you pick the power up.
And there we have it, guys, the BMW M135i. I really wanted to hate that car because obviously going from the B58 to the B48, from rear-wheel drive to all-wheel drive, that car when it came out was a bit of a disappointment, should we say, because in many people's opinions, and justifiably so, that car is a downgrade from this car. The only thing that I think is its saving grace prior to me driving it is xDrive. Having rear-wheel drive is amazing in the summer. Now look, with the right tyres such as the Michelin Pilot Sport 5s, you know how much I love those tyres, I go on about them all the time. It can be perfectly fine and usable in the winter. Having xDrive just makes the M135i so much better as a daily driver, and it puts it more in line with cars such as the Golf R. But in terms of how it drives, hey, I've got to say, that car is fantastic. The car's really fun to drive. It's actually really adjustable. So mid-corner, if you're sort of washing out a little bit. You can just lift off and the rear end rotates really, really nicely. It's a very, very adjustable car. Yeah, genuinely impressed me. I think, you know, if I had to get the 140 gone and go into an M135i, I'd have no problem getting into an M135i. So yeah, great car. Okay, so for session number 2, it has to be the beautiful M3 Touring. Need I say any more? Let's roll the tape. There we go, guys. M3 Touring. I've done it. Have a look at that. I don't know if you can hear that. It's ticking away. What a car. Bloody brilliantly. It just drives like an M3 should. But even better because of that four-wheel drive grip. What an engine. The BMW S58 mated to a ZF 8-speed, not a dual clutch. Unless you A-B'd them, I don't think you would notice the difference. They've done a really good job calibrating it. I was just starting to get into a bit of a rhythm with this car, but then the checkered flag was shown. I think with a few more laps under my belt, I definitely could have squeezed out a few more seconds from my lap time. Get down to Goodwood, do the performance track day, and try the M3 Touring, and tell me you don't like it. Whether you like BMWs or not, it's irrelevant. What that car can do is truly outstanding, considering the price and the practicality. Alright, so we've arrived at the final session, and what has Reg chosen to drive on his last session at Goodwood? Has he chosen the M8? Has he chosen an M4? Maybe an M2 manual? Wow. Nope. None of those. I have chosen a Mini Cooper S, John Cooper Works, with about 230 horsepower. Now, there is method behind the madness. In the M3 Touring, that car is so ballistically fast. I want to go with something that isn't as quick as that. Something that I could push a little bit harder, so I'm going to have a go in this Mini. It's actually a manual, and see what this is like going from 500 horsepower to 200, you know? I think it would be really interesting. Also, I want to try a manual, and I've never driven a Mini on track. Obviously, I drove the M2 competition at Silverstone, so new experience. I want to see what this little pocket rocket is like and how hard I can push it on the last session. So the cars are just doing their cool down lap, and then they'll be coming in pretty soon. So let's play the tape. And there we have it, the Mini Cooper S John Cooper Works. Unfortunately, I thought that car was going to be better than what it was. It isn't a bad car, and maybe with a bit more time behind the wheel, I would get more used to it. But the manual gearbox, not good. Really rubbery, hard to get into gear. Struggling to get it to second.
It's okay for chicane because you're in third pretty much straight.
Okay. Combine that with not really being able to hear the engine when you're driving it. On video it's different, but when you're actually focusing on the track and trying to keep that car on the road, it's hard to hear the note of the engine, especially when you get towards the top of the rev range, which is where the power drops off as well. So you've got this really noticeable dip of power above about 5,500 RPM. The chassis is good, it's a fun car, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, with a bit more time behind the wheel, I'd get more used to it. Maybe going from the M3 Touring to the Mini wasn't the best idea, because that's quite the jump. That was the 3 cars around Goodwood. What a day. And I wanted to share with you some of those hot laps individually in a shorter format video, and I hope you enjoyed that. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe to Road Reg, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.